Hey everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the QBD Hardcore Iron Man series. If you guys are not aware, this is basically a challenge between me and multiple other content creators to see who can get to the QBD on a brand new Hardcore Iron Man within shortest amount of time played, with some stipulations thrown into it like no anti-fairy shield, no grouping up, etc. So without further ado, let's get right into the thick of things. One thing that I noticed in the previous episode, but didn't call to attention until day 4 was the black pearl you get from A Shadow of Ashdale is completely blank and there's like no item image for it, which is a bit weird. I don't know what happened there. Apparently an update broke it, but I don't know which update it was, and I can easily just like use it up whenever I want, so it's not like a big deal regardless. Okay, so the next quest I want to do is Goblin Diplomacy, but I didn't realize that you can just get free goblin mail, so I tried for like 5 minutes to see if I could get goblin mail from the goblins here in Lumbridge, and it didn't really work out, so we're gonna go to Goblin Village right now and just do the quest right then there. But before that, we need to get our dies, and I completely forgot you can just right click to make dies. I am so smart, guys. There we go. The quest done. Now we can get some more items from the quest point shop. Murder Mystery is... It's a type of quest that I actually do have quite a bit of interest in. It's basically like a crime drama sort of deal, and I really do like the quests that revolve around this. There's like 3 quests that did this. Murder Mystery, King's Ransom, and a recent quest that I don't remember the name of, but it was kind of like a similar quest to Murder Mystery. I can't remember what the name was, but I would like to see more of these quests in RuneScape. They're pretty fun, although they shouldn't oversaturate it. Recruitment Drive is hilarious because they really made the combat a lot easier. Like, this guy using EOC animations, but he does no damage, and he has no defense, meaning I could just punch him to death, no problem. It's quite interesting. The other puzzles, though, are actually quite brain-tickling, and I really had to use a guide for this because I had no idea what to do. Which is... Well, I mean, most everyone did use a guide, but for this one, I was especially stumped. Buyers and sellers is, well, first off, it's funny they can just yank away the key from the priest right when he's looking at you, even when he turns to you, but that's just a limitation of RuneScape. Overall, though, it's just an easy quest point and get some easy thieving XP, so that's good. Call of the Ancestors, the first of the bottle quest idea introduced by Jagex, and I actually do kind of like this quest a bit, but I do remember the final part being quite fun before they nerfed it. I don't remember how they nerfed it back in the day. They changed it shortly after release because people complained it was too hard for a novice quest, and while I do kind of agree with that, it was still pretty fun for me personally. I don't know. One Piercing Note is actually pretty good. This is also one of the first quests I did back when I first came back to RuneScape, and I think it was so good to the point where it got put on other things like Amazon Echo. I think it's like this Alexa-like device that you use to like choose how to progress through the quest. I'm not entirely sure on that. I never really looked into that, and I don't think I'll ever have an interest, unfortunately. Sorry, Jagex. AZ Occult was the start of like a lot of BS choices that you could like, hey, you can influence the quest to this way or that way, and then come Ritual of the Majorat, and afterwards, it didn't really matter because it's like, hey, we revive them anyway. It doesn't really matter. And they kind of transferred into this at the start of RS3 for quest choices, but quest choices are just super hard to do in MMOs because of the ever-evolving nature of multiple players and such. So I thought it was just like a doomed idea from the start. Oh well. Clock Tower is just another symptom of how early RuneScape quests just don't make any sense. Like, there's this fire here, and I don't understand why it hasn't burned down the entire place. I know it's just a game, but it's like, the fire is burning here. You may as well, like, weaken the integrity of the rest of the structure, and it will just collapse on itself, wouldn't it? So, I don't know what's going on here. Monk's Friend, I actually got a bit lost here, unfortunately, because I went too far into the battlefield, and yeah, otherwise this is like a very nothing quest. A lot of early quests are kind of like this, where it's just like helping out random people, and these are like more like midi quests than actual full-fledged quests in today's day and age. So for some reason, just entering the Dimension of Disaster gives you a single quest point, which is pretty easy. I really like that. Easy progress for me. Jack of Spades is another easy quest to do, but my favorite part is always the magic carpet ride. But the rest of the quest is just fetching stuff away from other people, and it's not that fun. Drawable Totem is another short quest, thankfully, but what does this guy, Handlemort, have anything to do with Voldemort? Like, what are their similarities to be named after the big bad? I don't get it, dude. Now, I need to work on the Grand Tree as well, but that requires 25 agility, so I decided to tramp to agility, but then I realized, wait a minute, there are other quests that give agility XP, so I was like, let's do Missing Presumed Death. And this is a pretty good quest as well, where it talks about the rise of Sliske and what future content could do. Like, it led to World Event 2, which was one of my favorite pieces of content ever in 2013. That was so much fun. I loved it. But I do remember on release, I struggled with the Dragonkin parts, and I did die like 3 times before actually getting it right. I don't know why. I was just bad, really bad back then. Okay, so you know. Broken Home is actually a quest that I don't know a lot of people like, but I do like this quest quite a bit. It's basically a Resident Evil type game, but just condensed into 30 minutes. But, you know, I guess it's a bit too simplistic to emulate something like Resident Evil within the RuneScape mechanics. But I thought it was a novel concept, and I would like to see them try again. But the book puzzle sucks. Don't do that ever again. Plague City and Biohazard is the start of the Plague series that will lead into the elf stuff. And I really do like these quests as well. They're old, but they're also like humble beginnings. And then you eventually grow to learn what things lie at the end. Although I think that Plague's End was a bit anticlimactic, overall it was a good quest series. It's just that there's a bunch of agility stuff that can really, really, really suck. Speaking of agility though, let's go finish up 25 agility right here, and then let's go do the Grand Tree. Hey guys, do you like walking? Because I sure do like walking. I'm a tryhard. And there we go, 100 quest points. Let's go roll the dice and see what we get. Alright, more money. And some useless treasure trail item we don't need. Who cares? Next up is Mountain Daughter for some more quest points. And I don't really have much to say about this except, like, why did the mountain guys not realize that the Kendall was just a guy in a bear suit? I don't know, it just strikes me as a bit odd. Next up is Shield of Arav, and actually, this new quest design is so much nicer. You don't have to get a second partner again. So much better. Thank you, Jax. Dwarf Cannon, I missed the spot once for the railings, but otherwise it's just like an easy quest, and there we go, another quest point. That marks up day 4. Day 5, starting off with the dig site. And I really do like how it was refreshed with, I believe, like, the Anachronia pre-building the ship events. I'm not sure what it's actually called, but I think that was a good uplift of the entire place, and the quest feels a lot more natural, and the dig site feels just better to navigate instead of being like a cluster of weird shafts and all that everywhere. I don't know. Just me though. I need to do Gertrude's cat, but before that I need to get a sardine, and the only way I can get sardines is by fishing. Let's get it. Alright, now let's do it. And I actually really like the fact that Gertrude's Cat is now a free-to-play quest. I think free-to-play just needs more content to do overall, really. Reservatory quest, first off, I wish it was based off of, like, your actual sign, because I'm a Virgo, not a Aquarius, so it's okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. And before I do anything else, I need to get my free summoning XP from the museum. I don't remember which quests you need to do for it, but it's on a wiki somewhere. But you get some free summoning XP here from the lamps, and there we go. Bam. Next up is the Golem, and I don't understand why you need to complete this quest in order to pick more Phoenix Feathers, but that's not that big of a quest to do. It's pretty short, pretty easy to do, so whatever. You Are It is a quest that personifies one of the pieces of content I actually really do not like much. Clue Scrolls. I really do not like it, and the quest itself being just one giant clue scroll, no thank you. I'm not even gonna do this casket until this challenge is over, honestly speaking. Jungle Potion, I'm gotta get some extra herbs here, more than necessary, because I'm planning on doing more quests after this account, and the quest guy said I should pick these up if I want to do them, so I may as well. Alright, fishing contest is next, but we need 10 fishing, let's go grab that, and there we go. I mean, who lets a vampire into the west side of Gilnor anyway? Like, why are they here? I don't get it. RuneScape lore is weird in the early days. Not much consistency here. Oh well. Lost Tribe is the start of a great quest with the Dorkshun. And I really do like how, like many of the other great quest lines, it starts off with humble beginnings and then grows to be a much more personal tale between you and the other characters. I really like it. But then I tried to do the sequel, Death to the Dorshun, but I couldn't because pickpocketing these ham members is super annoying. I would not go for these at all. Don't do it. Not until the challenge is done anyway. Let's do Shades of Morton. So I made the mistake of buying dummies to try to do it solo, but then I realized, wait, I can just hop worlds. And yes, it is allowed because it's a one-off thing. And while it is technically grouping up, it's also just like a one-off thing for quest points, so it's not like too egregious. My group is fine with it, basically. Next up is 5 smithing, and I don't know about you, but it feels like that smithing is slower. I don't know if it's faster or if it's the same speed, but just to me, it just feels like XP is slower to get. I guess it's because of like the smaller XP chunks per bar, but I don't know for certain. Maybe it's faster, maybe it's not. I need to look at the data myself. Next up is What's Mine Is Yours, the replacement for Dork's Quest. I kind of miss old Dork's Quest because it was so easy. Just get some ore, like 6 pieces of clay, 4 copper, 2 iron, and you're good to go. Oh well, it is what it is. This new one is alright, it's fine. Alright, we need to finish smithing after that quest for the Knight's Sword. And I got a story to tell you with you guys. Okay, so on my first ever account, I did Room Mysteries, the old Room Mysteries. And somehow, I got lost on the way back from Albury to the Wizard. And I just somehow ended up here in the Ice Warrior's place. This is where I had my first death in RuneScape ever, right here. And it traumatized me to the point where I stopped playing for like 2 weeks, and then I made a new account. Oh man, good times. And by good times I mean newbie times. Next up is Nature Spirit, because now I have the smithing level. I can make some silver bars for it, and you need some silver bars in order to make it as an Iron Man. And it's not much to say except the ghasts are really annoying, but you know, just ignore them. And so what if they destroy a bit of your food? Doesn't really matter. Creature of Fenkenstrain, not Frankenstein. Fenkenstrain. There's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. I do remember that most people just did part of this quest just for the experiment because they had insanely high HP, low defense, so that was basically like a recipe for great combat XP. The only downside is that they didn't drop much drops in the first place, only bones, so it was basically like a loss or like net neutral in terms of profit. You were better off doing Slayer overall. Alright, now that marks 125 quest points. We are almost there to Vanquish, which is great. But we're gonna finish off with the Tale of Muspah and Elemental Workshop 1. So the Tale of the Muspah is another one of those humble beginnings that I really like. You get to meet a Mazrat for the first time, or at least to my knowledge. I know Azaranda was a thing in Desert Treasure, but I don't think he was known as one back then. I could be wrong though. But you get to meet a skeletal Mazra for the first time, and that's pretty cool. Elemental Workshop 1 is the start of a very infamous quest line because of Elemental Workshop 3 and its quests. And I don't know, I don't really hate Elemental Workshop, but it is quite the complex puzzle to the point where I did use guides for this part. So, yeah. That wraps up day 5. Start of day 6, let's go do Elemental Workshop number 2. And this is not one of my favorite quests because making the bars sucks so much. It takes forever getting the bars right here. And that's not the same as doing the quest itself. The quest itself isn't too bad compared to like what will come later. But God, I really hate making the bars. And I used to do them way back when I was like bored and wanted to make elemental armor. I heard they wanted to like make the elemental armors a lot better, but I don't know how exactly they would go about doing that as of now. So we'll see. In Search of the Myra Key is actually another one of my favorite quests. I think it's like my second favorite quest line overall in the entire game. I just really like it. Too bad about the fact that you just kind of send 2 people to their deaths because you are global though. Classic global adventure. Next up is Shadow of the Storm, and yeah, walking bosses is great once again. This guy is just a complete joke. Or quest bosses as a whole are jokes once you walk them, you know? Dimension of Disaster, we'll do one part of it. Let's do Shield of Arav. We're not going to do anything else because it takes too long to gather up the materials to go kill things, and I don't want to spend that much time, so may as well just do this one and then dip. The Needle Skips is quite a good quest. It's very, very non-standard for RuneScape. It requires a lot more reading and using context clues, and I think this is a very, very good quest overall. It's just that at the end, if you want the extra rewards with the lamps, you have to enter in all of these stupid words, and it takes a very, very, very long time. But still, I got 30 summoning from lamps, and we're good to go. Now, with 30 summoning, we need to do Troll Stronghold, but before we can do that, we need 30 thieving. So we're gonna do some thieving here. There we go. Time to do Troll Stronghold. And then after Troll Stronghold, this is gonna be our one-way ticket to get 39 summoning. Aw yeah. So after that, I decided, you know what? Let's do Dishonor Among Thieves. No. Get away. Nope, that was a bad idea. We'll try again later. Or not at all during this challenge. Yeah, this part really hurts. So, don't do it just yet. It's a bad idea, you know? So let's do Recipe of Disaster. And gathering up all the stuff here takes a very long time. Well, not that long. It's just that it's a bit annoying, especially getting the ashes. But oh well. It's not terribly long quest anyway. So we're gonna do 2 subquests of Recipe of Disaster, the Goblin Generals and the Mountain Dwarf. First up, the Goblins. And I don't know what kind of food they make here, and what kind of food like this really is. Like an orange that isn't orange bread, but it isn't crunchy, and baked but that is spicy. I don't get it. It's weird. Slop of Compromise is like you're getting rid of the good parts of these foods, and I don't know if I would agree with it or not, you know? The Mountain Dwarf, though, I don't know, but what's with people getting drunk to get through the quests? Does Jagus have anything to say about this? Because, I have many questions. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to be a bit more daring here. Let's go for 25 ranged here, because we are about to do Underground Pass. But you know what? It's gonna be worth it because it gives 5 quest points, and we're gonna need that for the Vanquish weapon. But god, the agility parts suck. They suck so bad. Don't go to here willingly. It's so bad. It's so infuriating. And to wrap things up for questing today, we'll do Shadow Village, which is basically running the quest. Not One Small Favor, because One Small Favor is much more bearable nowadays with low sense, but this is just running all over the place, and it's okay though, because it's like an old quest, and old quests aren't made with the same love and care and polish as recent quests, but whatever, not a big deal. And then we'll finish the day off with 50 magic, and now we can Fortic with Iban's and Mystic Wand plus Orb. But that's for next part. That wraps up this episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys for the next episode, where I think we'll be amassing enough time to get all the levels and quests done so we can do QBD. See you guys then for the finale coming next week. See ya.